Man, does this feel sweet? National champs. You can't take that away from the Ohio State Buckeyes, man. I am so humble about this win. I'm just doing YouTube. One second, you guys. Atlanta's waiting to entertain them. They lose on their home field to Michigan, and all seems to be lost. Instead, out of that moment, they find resolve. Man, national champs, dude. Like I'm so humble about this, man. I'm not gonna brag. I'm not gonna boast, because I remember what it took for this team to get here.
Man, oh man.
They ended up they lost to Michigan at home, embarrassing. And then there was players coaches meeting, and I just heard it was hostile. There was nothing nice about that meeting. A lot of truths were spoken, and then that band of brothers, they brought it all together at the right moment. They played together like it was their last every game. Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, Notre Dame. Now, Notre Dame has nothing to hang their heads about. They fought till the end.
They did.
They're actually going to be my favorite next season to win it all, because if you go look at that depth chart, Notre Dame has a lot of freshmen and sophomores on that defense. Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, they're sophomores as well. And more than likely, Notre Dame is either going to get CJ Carr to go, or they're going to go in the portal, get another quarterback, just like Riley Leonard. But man, this feels great. I mean, dude, like I can't believe it. Like I'm just so happy. Like this is the biggest redemption that any Ohio State fan could ask for, dude. Like, what do you got to say, Peter?
What I got to say? This is my hat I got in 2002, 7-time national champions. 2014 hat, national champions. It's time to get a freaking another one, because we're national champs, baby. Woo!
Dude, I just ordered a t-shirt off of Fanatics, dude. I got my t-shirt on the way, man.
That's sick. Did you get the ones that the players are wearing, or a different one?
Oh, I got the ones that the players are wearing.
Dude, those are sick.
National championships, one for the ages. Like, dude, this is just epic, man. I mean, dude, if you would have came to me at the beginning of the season and said, Rob, in order for your team to win the national championship, this is what needs to happen. You're gonna have a heartbreaking loss to Oregon, and you're gonna get embarrassed on your home field. A big brawl is gonna ensue. Jack Sawyer is gonna scream in agony. The world is gonna be laughing at you guys. But at the end of the day, you'll be at the top of that mountain, baby. And that is exactly what happened, man. Like I said this throughout all of my lives, all my videos. You don't know true glory, true accomplishment before you experience being humbled and experience true suffering, man. And that is what this team has done.
Don't know what the highs are like until you experience some real lows.
I know,
and this
man.
Buckeye team and this senior group of Ohio State Buckeyes has experienced some real awful lows. Tonight they get the mountaintop experience.
I know, man. Like a lot of these seniors, they're doing Carmen, Ohio for the last time, man.
Wow, that's emotional.
Jack Sawyer, JTT, Cody Simon, who else? There's Fryer, there's Will Howard, there's Henderson, there's
Ransom.
all those players from the 2021 class, dude. They are now at the top of college football.
Can't believe, man. I can't believe they did this.
So I'm gonna predict this, dude. I'll give it about 5 minutes. before I gone on, I see Ohio State and Michigan fans comparing natties. But here's the thing, you guys. Here's the
I've
thing.
seen it all day on Facebook today.
Is Warren Buffett and Bill Gates sitting back saying who's the better billionaire? No, they're not. They're both billionaires. That's the point. They're both billionaires. You can't take that away from them. Like, okay, yeah, I have 70 billion. Oh, well, I got 100 billion. You're billionaires. Just like you're national champs. A national champ is a national champ.
Boom. End of story.
That's it, man.
Mic drop. Shut up, Michigan fans. You ain't got nothing to say. If I already had a bunch of people text me, I already said, well, you still lost to Michigan.
I mean,
we're national champs.
That's fine, dude.
Let's sour grapes. It's petty.
I mean, dude, like this was epic. Now, of course, you know, the football gods are gonna make Ohio State fans sweat it till the end. Boy, I was sweating at the end, dude. I'm like, man, like what is going on here, dude? Like we just ran two QB draw plays.
Dude, I was about to fire something at the TV. My uncle has this thing called a damn it doll. I was like, I need that right now. I'm about to freaking blow a gasket. If they run a sneak on third down again, I'm gonna be throwing a fit.
Nah, man. But remember what the Notre Dame cornerback said. We're not going to change who we are. We're going to play man to man. At the end of the day, it bit them. But you know what? Hats off this Irish team, man. I said before, I said it again. They're a young team. They're probably the youngest. They were the youngest team left in college football. Like in this playoff, they're more than likely the youngest team, dude.
They're one of them, if not the youngest.
I mean, if you go look at that depth chart on defense. Sophomores and freshmen across the board, besides Xavier Watts and maybe one of their linebackers, dude. But other than that, like
Kaiser, dude, he's older.
This team's gonna be stacked next season, man. I'm going on FanDuel right now, dude. I'm placing the odds, dude. I'm putting 100 on the odds. That
baby, baby.
But right now, man, the odds are finally Ohio State. Finally, dude.
I'm just enthused. I'm excited. Go ahead.
Let's talk about what Ryan Day is going to be thinking about these next couple of days, man. He's 70-10. He's a national championship winning coach. He's among the elites now. But you know what? I guarantee you that's going to people are going to be like, well, he didn't beat Michigan. Well, here's the thing about that. You're a national champ. You're a national championship coach. You're 70-10. Yep. You improved your record against the top 10 and top 5 in one playoff stretch.
Yeah,
you played teams that were at their absolute best. It's not like you got a team at the beginning of the year who was still trying to work things out. They played all these teams who are at their absolute best, and there was not a dang thing that any of these teams could do about it.
I'll tell you what, man. He's got a winning record for his top 5 teams, a massively winning record for his top 10 teams now, favorable record over 500, and he's a national championship coach. And guess what, man? There's only 3 of those in college football right now, and as active head coaches, and Ryan Day is one of them.
But dude,
and I'm super stoked for him.
You know, I will say this. I hope all other Ohio State fans will follow suit. And just take this natty and humbly. Don't go bragging to Michigan fans. Don't go bragging all of college football. Remember where you were at exactly 3:30 on November 30th when that clock struck 0. That was a really tough moment. Remember those times. Remember those tough times. Because that's where they were at. It wasn't pretty at all.
I'm definitely going to wear my junk around Ann Arbor. You can bet on that.
Oh, my gosh, Peter.
That's what I've been doing my whole life. Ain't switching up now.
Man.
Ain't switching up now. I'm not going to go talking junk in people's faces. But I'm definitely going to wear this stuff around town. Dang right.
Oh, I happen to. Hey, Hey, results. Thanks for checking us out, man. You know, we appreciate anyone we get on here. Thank you. You know what? South Carolina, they have a really bright future. They're dude, you guys got a really good pick, really good recruit in Dylan Stewart. It like that dude's a monster. He's basically a pro just waiting to get his eligibility out of the way, man. That's basically like a lot of these players. But you know, I can see South Carolina being a playoff team next season. And I'm not just saying that because I'm happy as can be. You know, I'm high. Like no, I truly believe that. You know, and dude Harbor is that his name? Nikhil Harbor.
Harbor.
Like dude's a freak of nature. Like he's a tight end with the speed, like world class speed, man.
Yeah,
ridiculous. And their quarterback. I mean, Beamer's building something nice. So especially with Goat.
Sellers is nice, man. I like.
Yeah,
Sellers
dude. He's
hey,
you know what?
electric.
I will say this: Alabama got lucky against South Carolina, and so did LSU. So did LSU, man. But you know what? It seems like they have a young team, and you know, at the end of the day, experience does Ohio here. But yeah, results. That's they're going to be a really good team next season. Mark, go look at the depth chart. All I'm going to say is they pretty much lose everybody on defense besides Downs. And I mean,
I'll jump in on that too. Like, I mean, Ohio State is a program that reloads; they don't rebuild. Now that said, we're replacing a ton of 3-year starters this offseason. Not just 1-2 year plug and play guys. We're replacing Ransom 3-year starter, Jack Sawyer 3-year starter, JTT 3-year starter, Denzel Burke 4-year starter. Like, we're replacing guys that have freaking experience, and we're plugging in guys that don't have any or little, because Ryan Day does not clear the bench, or very often he doesn't clear the bench. Now, I'd love to say let's run it back, man. Like, obviously, you're feeling high, you're feeling good. We'll see how good Julian Sayin is first before I make any claims in the spring game. Man. We're going to be at the spring game for sure.
Yeah. And don't look at that time he got in Tennessee, because you know what? It was really cold. He's been standing on the sideline. Remember that when he came against Tennessee, he had all he had to do was for a little dink and dunk. He could barely get over him, dude. Like it was cold, man. But you can't really. But yeah, dude, they're replacing a lot of experience, man. This is you pretty much are replacing almost everybody on defense except Downs. You know, Matthews has got the thing I like about this season is Curry and Kenyatta Jackson, Houston, and others. They all got a lot of reps. They did.
Yeah, they got a lot of reps, man. Kenyatta and Milton, yep, and Caden Curry, they sure did, man. And that was exciting and encouraging to see. They finally, you know, got some players in there that were able to gain that experience that they needed. But man, this is top notch, man. I'll tell you what, man. Like, these two hats are nice. These are nice to have and nice to possess, nice to own. But they're old and outdated, man. A decade-old hat. And it's time for another one. And I can't wait to rock it on Team Rivalry next year every freaking week. But
so the QB battle, you know, we have Julian Sayin, who looks like to be the next starter, but you know what? Don't count out Tavion St. Clair, man. I mean, he's looking to be an impact player right away. Could be getting it could be a close race, but I bet you they'll just for experience they'll go to the portal again. They'll more than likely go to the portal.
They're gonna need some depth because we just had freaking 3 guys transfer out. Air Nolan, Lincoln Keenholz, and Devin Brown all left. That leaves us with no depth. We need some depth.
Left. Lincoln Keenholz left. He announced it.
It's not official, but I mean, everybody's speculating it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think he said he's weighing his options. And he's going to make a decision after the title game. So that means he's certainly considering it.
I'm sorry, he's not starting. That's all there is.
No, he'll never start unless there's a catastrophic injury.
I mean, I call the man Devin Brown and Lincoln Keenholz will never start at Ohio State in quarterback. They weren't brought in to be starters. They were just roster. They were just like let's keep the room full just in case.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm rooting for Tavion St. Clair to win the job because he's more mobile. Sayin is mobile too, but may the best man win. That's how I always look at it. I always root for Ohioans over out of staters more. I just do. That's me personally. That's how I view things. But Julian Sayin is a nice 5-star quarterback, just like Tavion St. Clair is an awesome 5-star quarterback, and they're going to have an awesome battle in the spring game, which we're definitely going to be at.
I mean,
Lord willing.
But here's what the wide receiver room is going to look like next season. We have Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, Mylan Graham. Who's that guy we just got in the 2025 class? All 5 stars, man. I mean, dude, as long as Heartline's around, dude, this offense is going to be really explosive because all this wide receiver talent, dude. Who, after seeing what Will Howard did, Will Howard deserves his roses right now, dude. Just
100%. I need to talk about it too,
man, dude. I don't want to hear about the Kyle McCord, Will Howard, the Kyle McCord.
I'll tell you what, man. Discussions. I've said it multiple times this season and in multiple videos. I wanted Cam Ward or Dylan Gabriel. I'm so freaking glad I'm not making decisions. Obviously, I don't know these kids. I don't know their personalities. As soon as I saw Will Howard's heart and fire and passion, I was sold in and all in on Will Howard, the quarterback. The Kansas State transfer, dude, who everybody wrote off, the 3-star.
Yeah.
He wins a national title at a blue.
Is Ryan Day forgiven now? Is Ryan? Yeah, he's. You know what? I don't care what anyone says. He's forgiven, dude. He's forgiven, man.
Forgiven.
He brought us a natty. He brought Ohio State a natty, dude.
There's a lot of people that are going to feel good.
Get out of the fan base. They're going to feel good. Man.
This the fringe of the fan base that Kirk was talking about during that Tennessee game. You can't pay attention to the fringe of the fan base, man. They're the ones loud, posting on Twitter, posting on Facebook, posting on these message boards. They're the fringe lunatic of the fan base, and every fan base has them. Don't get it twisted. Freaking every fan base has them. Putting for sale signs in coaches' yards and death threats to players, DMing players. You lost me $100,000 on this bet. I'm gonna cut you down. Stuff like that. It's so dumb, man. Yeah. Like people are out of control.
Here's the thing, Peter. Like I've been saying before, may not beat Michigan, but now we're at the top. Ohio State's at the pinnacle, the top of college football.
Mm-hmm.
They're at the top of college football right now. You can't get any better than that. It's like, yeah, so okay, they can't beat Michigan every year. Yeah, they can't win the Big Ten every year, but like the playoff is expanded now. It's a different ball game. It's a different animal. This is not the BCS here. This is not the 14 college football playoff. This is the 12 team where Colin Coward is that his name?
Colin Coward, yeah.
Yeah, he put it perfectly. Now that there's a 12-team playoff, players and coaches can be forgiven for having a bad Saturday. But as time goes on, if they get hot and they make a playoff run, who cares if they had that bad Saturday? Like it's a different ball game now. Like you don't have to be perfect anymore. You can make mistakes.
Well, shoot, man.
From it, you can have this type of story.
I remember even in 2007, there was a 2-loss national champion. LSU was the national champion over Ohio State, unfortunately, in that game. And they were a 2-loss national champion. Well, guess what? There's another one now, another 2-loss national title winning team, the Ohio State Buckeyes. They did it perfect, 14-0 in 2002. We had the one blemish in 2014. This year we got 2 blemishes. Man, I'll tell you what, you got to savor these moments, man, because we are 3-3 now in our lifetime in national championship games. You don't know when you're going to get another one. Dude, it could be 25 years from now. It could be.
Don't say that, Peter. Don't say that, man.
I highly doubt it will with as pristine and high running as Ohio State is. But that's why I never take a Big Ten championship for granted. That's why I never take a national championship for granted, because you never know when the next one's going to be. So we're going to freaking soak in this moment, man. We're going to freaking live it up. Celebrate the way you want to celebrate. And I can't believe they did it, man, especially after that that loss. I mean, I knew
Hey,
we were going to beat Tennessee. I just didn't know if we were going to beat Oregon or not. And we friggin' smoked them. Got in a dogfight with Texas.
Notice how the field goal post kept moving, man. All the Michigan fans, Notre Dame is built like Michigan. Notre Dame's going to win it. But they said that about Texas. They're built like
Their
Michigan.
Big defensive line.
Their big defensive line, their big offensive line.
Yeah.
Their secondary, Ohio State hasn't seen a secondary like them. And then all of a sudden, Texas is gone. Now it's Notre Dame. Ohio State hasn't seen a secondary like Notre Dame's. Notre Dame is built like Michigan. Like,
I saw it after the first touchdown. Ohio State is soft. I saw it all over Facebook.
Yeah, man. I just
that's why it took them 18 plays to drive the entire freaking field.
Yeah, definitely. But I saw Marcus Freeman's strategy. Let's knock 9
keep their offense off the field.
Keep off. I mean, it was smart, man. By the end of the day, like Ohio State made their adjustments, and Marcus, like they had to play catch up.
I mean, really smart.
This coach has nothing to hang his head about, man. No. Let's look at where Notre Dame was with Brian Kelly. They were getting blown on the playoffs, and the fact that Brian Kelly left, and this was his quote, by the way. This was his quote. He said, as he was taking the LSU job, I want to be at an environment where I'm given the resources to win a national championship. And he said he can't beat an SEC team at Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman proved that all wrong in one season. Yeah, he didn't win the national championship, but he beat a very talented Georgia defense who is going to have at least 4 or 5 first-round draft picks, about 2 or 3 more future ones when they're eligible for the draft. But also, they made it to the national championship game, dude. This is a team that everybody wrote off after that Northern Illinois game. But again, it humbled them. They got better. They were allowed to make those mistakes. Yeah, I laugh at the team like Northern Illinois University. Like this is the second year in a row where they lost to a MAC school. Wasn't it the year before they lost to who did they lose to?
I think it was Marshall, actually.
Yeah, they lost to Marshall. Like, but man, this is the beauty of the 12-team playoff. Like it really is.
Redemption stories can happen.
Yeah.
Your season's not over when you lose a second game. Nah, it should probably be over if you lose a third game. It probably should be at that point, unless it's a year of chaos. Unless it's well, we ain't there yet. I
mean, here's the thing, Peter. If you look at the SEC, there are a lot of 2-3 loss teams in the SEC knocking at the door. Now, I will say, give it 2 to 3 years till they expand to 16 teams, and then you can have 3 losses, maybe even a 4th loss, man.
I think definitely a 3-loss champion has potential because Alabama would have been in a 16-team playoff. Who knows what they were done though? Yeah. I don't think they were elite this year anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But that was before the Michigan loss. But yeah, dude, we're celebrating. We're living it up, man. This is fun, dude. Like, holy crap, man! Freaking national champs, dude. It's still not really. It really hasn't quite set in. Yes, I saw the score, 34-23. I know what the final is. I saw him hoist the trophy with a terrible camera angle, by the way. I don't know what ESPN was doing with that. But, yeah, man, I can't wait to get the shirt, man, in the mail. That's going to be fun to rock it. I can't wait to rock it on one of our lives or on the next videos or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, Rain Cindy. So
yeah.
Here's my thing about that. Why go down 4 teams? Here's the thing. Take it to 16. Make it a pro format. Get rid of auto bids. Go by the AP poll. The top 2 teams get a bye week. Then the rest of the teams they get a wild card play-in. There's wild card teams. There's you have your divisional winners who get a playoff spot. But here's the thing. None of these bowl games, none of these neutral sites after the first round have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Because man, I was watching the game in Philly and the game at the Bills. Could you imagine a team from the SEC coming to like Ann Arbor or
Seriously.
Columbus or Happy Valley
dealing with that kind of snow
in January?
And cold.
That'd be crazy. And you know what? If you do that, you make the regular season very important at that point, because you have home field advantage throughout the entire playoff. Now, the only neutral site should be the national championship game. But they're when it gets down to the Final Four, the semifinal, that's when you should have your kind of AFC, NFC championship thing. But I think that'd be pretty sick, man. Like,
it'd be a lot of fun. And here's the thing, man. Every other freaking division of college football has a 16-team playoff and has since like the 1970s or 90s or something like that. Like, it's been a long time. It's been like that. AIP, we appreciate you, man. That Tennessee fan been sticking around ever since you found us from that first playoff game. I didn't expect to run like this. I really didn't expect it. And I said in a video that's still up on the channel, Ohio State will not win the national championship because they could not beat Michigan. And I didn't believe a team that could lose to that poor of a Michigan team could go on to win the national championship. But they're that impressive. They're that amazing. And they sealed the deal. I think the more teams you add, the less valuable the regular season gets. Here's the thing. I wanted it an 18 playoff cap as well. But now that we're already past 8, which is what I preferred, let's go to 16, man. I'm down for a 16-team playoff.
This is the shirt I got.
Dude, that's sick, bro. That's sick. Send that to me on text after we're off. But
yeah, definitely, man.
I'm gonna jump off pretty soon because I'm freaking tired as a mug from traveling 7 days across country. But
yeah.
But I just wanted to say one last thing, man. Like, Ohio State, you're 2024 national champions, man. They did it. They overcame the adversity. That's a great life lesson. What great role models to look up to as well. Sports fans and sports figures, they're not people generally to look up to, but this team has a lot of solid dudes on the team. I still probably would say, hey, man, put your mentors and people that you know and look up to, people that you can look at their life and inspect their life. But, man, this team has great character athletes. And guys are going to do great things beyond football after their playing career and playing days are over. And I'm beyond ecstatic to get some new Ohio State championship swag. Can't wait to rock it, man. It's going to be fun. But, Rob, we did it, man.
Yeah.
They did it. They did it. They did it. My gosh, they did it. Somehow they did it. Up 31-7. Almost gave me a heart attack when it was 31-23. But they sealed the deal, man. I was a huge fan of their late night batches, man. That was amazing. Yeah, that one. We did a video on that too back in. That was in August, right before the season kicked off. Man, that was a beautiful, beautiful moment, man. Beautiful moment.
We're
both believers as well too. But
we go into the parade if there's one, man.
I'd like to, man. We'll have to find out when it is. We'll have to find out when it is. I'd love to take a trip, man, and vlog that for sure. But I'm gonna hop off, man. Celebrate tonight. I'll be texting you later on tomorrow, man, and we'll be celebrating throughout the night if I can go to sleep.
Definitely, man.
I'll catch you later, bro.
Oh yeah, you guys. Just because the season's over doesn't mean the content we upload for the channel is over, man. We do a lot of off-season coverage, recruiting, what next season is going to look like. We talk about other teams of college football as well. We thank you for joining us following us through this season. We look forward to the journey going forward. Thank you for being our loyal followers. We really appreciate it, man. Rand Cindy, man, day one, dude, day one.
It's a day one OG of the channel.
Who knew joined us, man. We really appreciate you guys. We do. You guys are what make us want to continue to do this. So
it's a lot of fun, man. We're gonna keep growing and keep building. Have a fun off season. I'm sad the college football is over, man. We still got a little bit of football left with the NFL playoffs, but the college football season over. But it couldn't end a better way.
Definitely. But
I'll see you guys. Good night.
All right. Yep. All right, you guys. I still can't believe it, man. If you look at looking at the beginning of the season, I know a lot of Buckeye fans we're celebrating all the transfer portal gets, Caleb Downs, Queshon Junkins, Will Howard, all the seniors come back. But I was just like, man, this team is getting too much hype. They're just way too much hype. They're gonna need to take some punches in order to see what they're truly made of. Now, the one punch that I thought was going to solidify them to play like this and make it all the way natty was Oregon. But I had no idea that it was going to take the complete embarrassment of the Michigan loss. I mean, that was embarrassing, man. I don't want to talk to anybody after that game. But it woke them up. That stretch, Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, Notre Dame. I mean, and plus, you know what? A lot of fan bases. I'm not going to name the fan base right now because I'm too busy celebrating this natty. But every time Ohio State did something great the offseason, that got them to this position. Look at Ryan Day right there, happy as can be. Dude deserves it the most, but I'll get to that in a second. Why he deserves it the most. But I mean, like, it's crazy. Everyone's saying like, oh, hang another banner. They did something great during the offseason. I'm just like thinking like, it's getting them ready for this season to become national champs. And let's talk about Ryan Day now. He made that happen. He got the right coaches. Jim Knowles can stay forever. He's earned his roses. You can't get rid of a guy, and they better pay him because he's produced a top 3 defense since he's gotten here. Now I know 2022 wasn't pretty, but it was still a top 3 defense. 2023 top 3 defense. This season, number 1 defense overall. The dude can stay forever. That was Ryan Day's hire. Now, I was really skeptical because he came from the Big 12. We all know that, you can't really – the Big 12 doesn't play defense at all. Go ask Oklahoma when they were coached by Lincoln Riley, when they got blasted by LSU, Alabama. They don't play defense in the Big 12. That's why I was skeptical. But he really put it all together. And when they really put it all together was when – honestly, I'm surprised. I'm surprised he won the buzzword. Yeah, but here's the thing. Wasn't and you can correct me on this. Didn't Al Golden win the Burroughs Award? I mean, Notre Dame had a really good defense, really good secondary. But yeah, I mean, like, Knowles can stay together, and just bringing in Chip Kelly. Now he is an arrogant play caller, but he really opened it up on offense after that Michigan game. I mean, a lot of play calling, just playing the perimeter, knowing where your strengths are, knowing where defense's weaknesses are, and he had teams play right into it. I mean, he really knew how to work Jeremiah Smith. I mean, that first touchdown. I mean, Jeremiah Smith backing up, the Notre Dame defender saying, hey, over there. Jeremiah Smith backs at the ball snap. All the defenders go to the right, and this Jeremiah Smith all alone, peace sign all the way into the end zone. Actually, definitely wasn't Mike Bobo. Man, Rand City, that was a hard loss of who's it? Todd McConkin. That was a really hard loss. But going back to this, Ryan Day deserves this. He's been laughed at, been ridiculed, all because he couldn't beat one team. And if you go read Jack Sawyer's interview to the Players Tribune, he said one of the main reasons why a lot of the Ohio State players came together for this right here, winning the national championship, was for him. After the Michigan game, he had to pull his kids from the school district because they were getting ridiculed. They're getting laughed at they were getting bullied just because of one team. And you know what? Ohio State, we better pray and beg that he does not give us the finger and leave. Because right now, he's 71-10. He's a national championship coach. I mean, you can't get better than that. You saw all you. I don't know if like they can't even leave his kids. No, Rand City. I was floored when I saw that. Like apparently the teachers, even the teachers, man, were bothering his kids. I mean, like it's crazy, dude. I mean, I guess I don't understand because I'm from Michigan. I grew up about 20-25 minutes outside of Ann Arbor. I didn't grow up in Columbus or that outer suburb of Pickerton, Ohio, dude. Like I'm from Michigan, so you'll never see me get that crazy about the Michigan Ohio State rivalry. But yeah, like it was bad, but like I mean, if here's the thing, if people want to overshadow his record and everything, this national championship, with him not because he couldn't beat Michigan, fine, go ahead. It's it's a regular season game. You can't beat the national championship. Name something bigger than the national championship. Name a bigger crown in all of college football, and then I'll change my mind. But you can't, because there's nothing happens past today in college football in terms of winning anything. There's no more games, there's no more trophies. Ohio State is it. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. Nobody really talked about Kirby Smart versus. Yeah, you're right, Rand Cindy. And going back to 2017, when Alabama lost to Auburn in the regular season game. Alabama went on to win the national championship. Nobody was talking about that Alabama Auburn game, and that's a bigger rivalry. If you don't believe me, go watch the 30 for 30 documentary, Roll Tide War Eagle, and this is how much that game means to those two fan bases. When I think it was 2010 when Cam Newton led the comeback against Alabama. One of Alabama's fans went and poisoned the trees that all the Auburn students throw toilet paper on. I don't know what place that called, but he actually called into a radio show. He's like, "Yeah, I did it. I'm so mad about this game. I poisoned the trees." And then dude, he did prison time. That's how crazy that rivalry is. But nobody was talking about it after Alabama won it all in 2017. And no, the only people who are going to be talking about, well, you didn't beat Michigan. It's those it's those who are Michigan fans. Nobody else. Those who are Michigan fans. But man, like, dude, I honestly, I'm excited for next season. I am worried about what's going to happen this offseason. I don't know if you guys were watching the coaches players interviews all the way up to the national championship game, but there's rumors swirling around that Jim Knowles may head for Oklahoma. Before the Texas game, there was rumors about Ryan Day NFL. So there could this could be a whole what happened to Michigan last season. Harbaugh delivers in the championship. He leads the NFL. The staff goes as well. So, you never know what happens. All I do know is like we got some pretty good players coming back. We got two of the best players in all of college football come back, who are more than likely. Well, scouts are saying that they can go number 1 and 2 in the NFL draft. Like Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, man. Dude, it's so wild that somebody so good has 2 years left, man. 2 years left to play in college. Now, I'm not going to say they run him back, but when you have someone like that on your side, when you have someone like that on your side, you can win a lot of football games. You may not go back-to-back national champions, but you're going to win a lot of football games, especially someone on like Caleb Downs on defense. Especially like some Caleb Downs defense. Go look at some of the game tape. You know, Texas, he made a saving tackle against Ryan Lingle and that smoke screen that smoke screen. You know, Ryan Lingo went out in the flats, you know, cut up and in and out, and Caleb Downs barely got up by the ankle, saved a touchdown. This dude is like Jake Butt refers to him as Boogeyman, the Boogeyman. Like I'm shocked he did not win the Jim Thorpe Award. Like just crazy. He'll win it next year as well. And you know what? Here's the funny thing, Caleb Downs. You guys probably don't know a lot about his recruitment. It was between like he was giving Ohio State a look. It's funny because he showed up at the Michigan Ohio State game in 2022. I heard that, you know, when Michigan scored, you know, middle of the third quarter or whatever, he left because he knew like, okay, they gave up, you know, Michigan's going to win. You know, he commits to Alabama, has a really good season for Alabama, loses to Alabama, loses to Michigan. Nick Saban leaves, and then he's at Ohio State. Now he's a national champion. He's a national championship. Crazy story, man. Ends up leaving halftime to a team he clearly did not take seriously then. Sees what Jim Knowles is doing in Columbus in terms of that defense. Comes to Ohio State, and now he's national championship. Crazy, man. But here's one thing that would be also crazy to happen. Now, I know Ohio State's wide receiver room, they're stacked. You know, my boy Peter and I were talking earlier in the show. Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, Mylan Graham. I think Quincy Porter. Quincy Porter. But watch out for Ryan Williams putting his name in the transfer portal. Watch out for that one. I'm you know what? You may say, you know what, man, that's BS. Crazier things have happened. They have. I mean, like look at what's happening in Alabama right now. Kalen DeBoer has no idea what he's doing right now. Had their worst season since Nick Saban's first season. I don't even know the quarter. I think Keelan Russell is going to be the quarterback. He's a freshman. I mean, Ryan Williams is getting any younger. Like he's gonna be a sophomore, and then he's gonna be a junior. DeBay was one of the worst hires in a while. Yeah, Rand Sydney. Here's the thing, man. You know, you think, you know, looking at what Saban has done for Alabama, what has he prided himself on? He has prided himself on being, you know, this leveled team. You know, their offense complements their defense complements their offense. You know, they're like he really concentrated on being a well-balanced team. That's why they won national championships. You know, you didn't see this like, oh yeah, they kind of like the Miami Hurricanes. They had like a top 5 offense this season, but they were a complete joke on defense. They gave up over 350 yards to the Cal Golden Bears. Like that's what Nick Saban did. He prided himself on being a leveled team. You know, top 20 offense and a top 5 defense. It works out. You don't have to be, you know, top 5 in all stats. If you're a team in college football and you have each side of the ball in the top 20, top 15, you have a really good chance. But if you don't, you could forget about it. But yeah, you know, Kalen DeBoer, he came from Washington. He they don't play defense in the Pac-12. We all saw what happened against Michigan. I mean, we all saw how they almost lost to Texas, and then he brought that nonsense to Tuscaloosa. Here's my prediction: he will not last more than 2 seasons there. If he keeps this up, and it makes matters worse, go look at the recruiting classes. Not looking too good. Not looking too good. But man, it's been wild, you guys. It's been a wild season, a lot of ups and downs. Rancidity, your Georgia Bulldogs aren't going anywhere, but I think they'll be back as well. But man, this feels great. Let's man. I just don't know what to say, man. National champs, like you can't take that away from them. All right, you guys. Well, I'm tired. I'm gonna get off here. It's been real. Thank you for such a great season, you guys. Again. Just because the season's over does not mean that this channel is over. Doesn't mean that we're gonna stop doing content. We're a 24/7 channel. We're 365 days out of the year channel. We don't stop just because college football stops. You'll be hearing a lot about what's going to be happening next season, recruiting, what the Big Ten is going to look like, what SEC. We talk about everything. With the Stockmeister at QB, we can do anything. Yeah, here's the thing, Rancidity. Stockton is tough as nails, but he's going to need some work in the off season. It's yeah, that's because his experience is what bit it at the end against Notre Dame. They couldn't get anything rolling on offense. But all right, you guys, thank you for another great show. We'll be looking at our channel for more content as well. OHIO, go Bucks. God bless, man.